Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick video here. Make sure y'all subscribe here as well as to the Jab Effect YouTube channel. Just want to do this quick video on last night's fight between Yordenis Ugas versus Abel Ramos. First off, to say shout out to Ugas, man. He finally was able to win his first world title. He won the WBA welterweight world title. I think it's the regular world title against Abel Ramos in a split decision victory over Ramos. Now, that's why I really want to talk about. They had this fight a lot closer than it should have been. You know, they had this fight very, very close on the cards where I was just like, wow, you know, they almost robbed Ugas of a fight. You know, now, I know there were some moments in this fight where, you know, Ugas was letting Ramos come back and make adjustments towards the latter part of the fight. But in my opinion, I really felt like Ugas was doing enough just to hold his own in this fight. And something Errol Spence said last night in his interview with Danny Garcia, he mentioned something about staying in the same gear, you know, and I think that's what almost cost Ugas the fight last night. You know, Ugas was constantly throwing with the same intensity, boxing at the same level. He was never really like full on, like trying to close the show or step up his game, whereas to outclass Abel Ramos. He continued to go tit for tat at times with Ramos, where he would let Ramos throw and then he would throw back, but he was never really like in fully, like he was never really in like full champion mode where I just got to beat this guy down or I just got to completely outbox him or try to knock him out. You know, he just kind of stayed in that same gear, which is what Errol Spence kind of refers to, like whenever you stay in that same gear, which is what I said last night to a few people as well. Like as I was watching, you know, I commented, you know, Ugas needs to come out of this other gear because he's letting Ramos, you know, even give the judges the, you know, he's giving them the illusion that he's landing on him, you know, that he's scoring on him. So I was like, yo, Ugas definitely needs to try to close this show. I said that even in the Figueroa fight with Ugas, like every time Ugas was banging Figueroa up, but, you know, he wouldn't just go in there and stop him. So, you know, there's times, yeah, okay, you can be a very good boxer, but if you let another fighter just continue to stay in a fight and show heart, judges kind of look at that. Sadly, judges look at heart, even though a guy's getting his ass whooped sometimes. You know, they'll try to look at heart and judge it off of heart. So I was just like, yo, Ugas got to step it up. But, yeah, Ugas, he squeaked out this decision. But if you look at them scores are kind of, the scores was just bad, man. I was just like, yo, one judge had it for Ramos. I think he had it like 9 rounds to 3 for Ramos. And the other 2 judges had it for Ugas, but they had it 7 rounds to 5. So I was just like, wow, man. I was like, Ugas almost lost this fight, you know. And I think he, like I said, he almost, nobody's trying to bash Ugas, but I just feel like he almost lost it to himself. You know what I mean? Just by not trying to step out of the box in this fight. You know, because if we just go back and look at the fight, Ugas started off right. He started off, you know, with a very good solid jab in the first half. You know, he was doubling the jab on Ramos, backing Ramos up. But he was just staying in that pocket too much where I think Ramos was just like, okay, let me see what type of power he has. And if he's standing here in front of me, I can start trying to split Ugas's guard or go around the side with, you know, land shots around the side. You know, so Ugas, he continued to box well and outland Ramos in the first half of the fight. You know, like I said, definitely landed good body shots and good jabs and backing Ramos up. But there was a point like in the 7th and 8th round where Ugas just kind of, I won't say he was gassing out, but he kind of turned it down a little bit. I think he was getting too comfortable where he was just letting Ramos, again, stay right in front of him and get off shots. You know, Ramos started coming back with a good right hand to the head and a few good snappy jabs. Like, there was a couple times that I think it was like round 9 and round 10 where, you know, Ramos was picking up his punch output. You know, he was landing some solid jabs right up the middle. He snapped Ugas' head back a couple times. And there was a point where it almost looked like he buckled Ugas. I think it was like 7 or 8. Where he buckled Ugas with a good left hand. I saw the leg kind of, you know, buckle, and, you know, he just went back to working. So I was like, yeah, he's starting to put on a little bit of pressure and win a few rounds here. But at the same time, I know Ugas is landing better punches, but he's giving the judges the illusion that he's doing better work and being effective. And then when you get into those latter rounds, like I said, when Ugas is just standing there, Ramos, he started figuring out that uppercut. He started landing an uppercut up the middle, and, you know, landing that on Ugas, and he come around the side a few times and start landing those shots around the high guard of Ugas. But of course, Ugas, he's coming back out punching him. You know, he's landing hard shots up the middle. He's landing his right hand up the middle, and he's still pumping that jab in his face, which you can see Ugas is the stronger fighter because every time he lands, you know, he is backing Ramos up. But Ramos is coming back in little spurts here and there. Not enough really to win rounds, but he's fighting back. You know, and that's what I'm saying. When you let a guy even fight back in a round, judges start to look at heart sometimes. They start to look at heart and how hard a guy is fighting, even though he's getting outlanded sometimes. So in Ugas's case, it should have been up to Ugas to say, this guy's not bringing anything else to the table. He's staying at the same pace. I need to go in there and just bash him up, knock him out, you know, or at least, you know, don't let him get off. You know, and I think Ugas' problem in this fight was he didn't switch enough angles. He stood in front of him too much, and he waited a lot. You know, even though he's landing punches, you know, he's still waiting a lot for Ramos to throw back. You know, at this point, he should have just been countering and letting Ramos walk into traps. And that's one thing I said. Set traps for Ramos. You know, when Ramos comes in, just go ahead and get off that uppercut yourself, or, you know, get off that left hook around his high guard and, you know, start landing shots with more intensity where you can take him out. And that's where, you know, if you look at the elite champions like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, you know, they don't just throw punches. You know, they'll just throw. They don't just throw with the same intensity all the time. They try. They're a little bit more surgical. You know, they're trying to make shots count. You know, if you see Terrence Crawford throw that straight left hand up the middle, he's trying to make that thing. He's trying to make that thing like Street Fighter or something. He's trying to make that shot count like a fierce punch where it takes a lot of your health away. You know what I mean? He wants to make each shot count. He's not trying to pity-patter chop you down. You know, he's trying to say, okay, at this point, I know I'm the better boxer, so I have to just chop him down. You know, I just have to, not chop him down, but I have to just make certain shots count where I can really deplete his energy. You know, and that's where I feel like Ugas, he spent too much time trying to chop him down. He didn't go straight in there and say, I'm the better boxer and try to set up good counters. And, you know, that'll cost you a fight sometime. I told you, like, in the hardcore fans' eyes, Ugas won hands down. In my opinion, Ugas won 9 rounds to 3. You know, not Ramos. I feel Ugas landed 9 rounds to 3 because he landed like over 100-something punches more. He landed the better jabs, and he was backing Ramos up early in the fight. It wasn't until the latter part of the fight in the mid rounds that Ramos had a few spells here and there. But yeah, Ugas, he won the fight. But after this performance, you know, he's been calling out guys like Manny Pacquiao, of course. He wants to fight Crawford and Spence. But the one thing I always said is Ugas, he can give these guys tough fights because he's physically strong and, you know, he has the heart to stay in there and he's willing to fight these guys. But the one thing that separates Ugas right now just from looking at this fight and, you know, looking at his fights in the past from Spence and these guys is the fact that he's not shifting gears, you know, because let's say if Spence pre-accident was fighting this Ugas last night, he possibly could have scored a stoppage, you know, and that's just being honest. He possibly could have scored a stoppage over somebody like Ugas, you know, who's just going to stand there at times and, again, throw with that same intensity while, you know, somebody Spence is turning it up to the body, you know, because the body was there to be hit. Because like I said, Ugas wasn't switching angles enough. You know, he was keeping good distance, but not switching angles enough. If you just keep good distance at some point, a fighter is going to make those adjustments and close in on you like Ramos was able to do at times. But yeah, from here, Ugas, I'm glad he has a title now. But yeah, now that he's in that title realm with these other elite champions, I hope he starts making those right adjustments in fights. And, you know, he starts working on his power a little bit more because, you know, he's a physically big guy too. You know, he could be a 154. You know, I ain't gonna lie, Ugas could be a 154. He's a wide guy. He's huge. You know, that's why I'm feeling like, you know, I like to see him kind of step on his shots a little bit more as far as, you know, the power, you know. But Abel Ramos, you know, I give him credit. He put up a good fight, but he didn't win it, in my opinion. It wasn't 7 rounds to 5. It wasn't that close. I gave it to Ugas 9 rounds to 3. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all thought of the fight. Besides the bad scoring, I think it was a good competitive fight. But for Ugas, if he wants to compete at that elite level, he's got to show more. You know, he's definitely got to show more. And that's just corner talk. That's just corner talk, man. But yeah, guys, make sure y'all subscribe like always, Combo Breaker 99, as well as to the Jab Effect YouTube channel. Just let me know what y'all thought of the fight. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.